What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Reign of Kings. So the factional stuff is starting to get together. If you wanted to take a look at our guild list right now, I've actually got everybody added as family. We've been continuing to work on stuff right now, so we've been pooling resources and making sure that everybody's got the stuff that they need. This guy has apparently not gotten the memo as far as castles and keeps are concerned. Out here, not safe. In there, very safe. Then again, I've heard rumors, like for example, I've logged out, and then when I logged in the next time, I was like out in the middle of a field instead of inside my house, and so I think there might be some kind of weird teleportation bug or something, or some transpositional thing that's going on. But either way, I've got resources in here. We're all starting to build around this point. I think we've actually got a couple of clan members over here, pressing the O key. These are the members of the guild so far. I would highly recommend that if you're joining a faction, what you should 100% do is you should actually family up like this. And so I know the purples and the blues, so both the people from Flophaven and Greasewood are starting to come together and do the exact same thing that we were doing right here. We've got about 8 people on our faction so far. If you wanted to be added to a faction, you should definitely jump in on that. We got a bunch of naked dudes running around just kind of like handling their business. Everything's communal at this point, so I figure we're just about, I mean, it seems like we're sharing just about everything at this point. So I just said, like, loot my chest, do whatever you want to do, like go through my stuff. I don't really mind, doesn't hurt my feelings at all. But ultimately, this is going to be kind of like the first building in our overall castle keep type solution. So I figured that as we expand the land out, I don't know exactly how crests work in family mode, so we'll have to play around with that. That's something that I am completely and totally inexperienced with. It's not something that I've ever done. The unfortunate thing, so let's get to the bad news for right now. We actually had a delegation of all the nations, and it was convened. The Greys were there as well, and they actually cast a vote in favor of this idea too. Between all of the factions, the Greys, the Greens, the Blues, and the Purples, we've decided on a 48-hour ceasefire. Now, this is going to make the series somewhat boring for a little bit, because I tend to record in batches, and unfortunately, this is right before the weekend, so I'm about to take a couple days off. So there may be a gap in our Reign of Kings coverage, as there might not be anything super interesting going on at any given time. However, for right now, things are coming together pretty well. I think that all the game needed was a tiny bit of organization. I think that's what it was, and with a little bit of organization, it's managed to come together, and within the first like 5 to 10 hours of the server being up, like really cool stuff has happened so far. It's been really awesome the way that people have kind of just like put their heads together and created structure in a game that really has none at this point. So I'm really hoping that just the little injection of rules right there, something more than don't be a dick, is going to be enough to get us all kind of like up to the next level with each other and make sure the stuff that happens on the server is like super awesome and also a little bit RP. Just a little bit RP. If you don't know what that is, roleplay. Essentially, it means acting in according with the setting. Okay, so we got all that right there. I don't know exactly how I want to do this, but I have a rough idea of how we can make this work. I think that if I come up to here, yeah, that'll work. So what I'll do is I'm going to make a little base access right here. I'm going to use some of the iron. I don't know if I have any right now because I opened up my chest to everybody, so everybody can take like whatever they want at this point that's part of my faction slash family. So I'm not exactly sure what our stockpiles are looking like at the moment. However, I will be drawing from them pretty heavily. We're going to make like a roof access up here, and I'm thinking this might work out pretty well for just sort of like a way to get up onto the roof, almost like old school skyscrapers or new school skyscrapers. You always got to get up onto the roof because that's where they keep all the AC solutions and whatever. But for right now, maybe put a bunch of weapons up here and try to make sure, my god, the lag is unreal right now on the server. That's the only problem that I've seen with the game so far, is that just like really, I would hope that they get on top of the optimization soon, because that's like the biggest, nastiest thing that you had to be concerned about right now if you're playing the game. Now, people will be able to get up on the roof, which is a little bit unfortunate. However, if I can just kind of like make recurring security solutions right here, I think it'll make our lives pretty easy. So we've got this on this side. Let's go ahead and put in the castellations, or whatever the hell these things are called. The crenellations. I don't really know the exact word for this. Hell yeah, it worked out almost perfectly. So that'll do it right there. That gives us a little bit of roof access. We got this little area right here on this side. Let's see what everybody else has been up to. They're all going through the chest. I think they're actually like reorganizing stuff right now. Okay, so we've got like a pretty good amount of like random stuff around. I'll add that to the pile for right now. We got 61 iron on this side. I'm going to snag that for just a moment, and I'm going to make myself 2 gates. I know that somebody right now is actually cooking up a pretty fair amount of iron, and so things are going very well for our faction. If you're part of the other factions, I would get ready, because we're really organized. We got stuff going on right now. So there it is. We got this on this side. Let's go up in here. Okay, we got the 2 gates. Let me bring back the iron now so that people don't lose their minds when they see the iron's gone, because I want everything to be shared in between people. And so we got a little bit of iron right there ready to go with the 2 gates. I think that what I'll do for right now is I'm going to put in another wall right here. Basically, I want recurring security in this area as much as possible. And so every area is going to have kind of like a little doorway thing like this, so that when they get in, at least they'll be trapped in little micro cell areas. Like if somebody breaks in, essentially, oops, that's not what I wanted. Essentially, if somebody breaks into this castle, and this is going to be the main keep. As of right now, I'm not the leader of the green faction. It's actually somebody else, because I admitted fully, and I was actually a proponent of this plan. I said that I wouldn't have time to run a faction, and so if they wanted it to be run properly, they really, really, really need to go through and have somebody else do it, because I just frankly don't have the time. I'm going to be online off and on just to record episodes and have a good time, but much beyond that, there we go. That looks nice. I'm pleased with all this. And now that we have the roof access, we can actually go... There we go. So this is going to be cool. I'm excited about all this. And you can see the basics of society forming out right now. That's really what we're trying to do, is I'd like to get walls in between all of this, so that technically all that other area out there is indeed Chiselburg, but this over here is actually Chiselburg proper. This is going to be the city that everybody lives inside of, and that we have like all of our farming and all of our other good stuff going for. So we'll go, I got to get these doors set up for all the family. Let me see here. Alright. There it is. We'll get that going right there. The King's Castle's looking pretty nice. This might be like the flop room where we all sleep. I think that what I'll do... We need to make a bed, I think. I think that's going to be a really, really good idea. We should make our bed and we should lie in it, because that's going to make sure that if we die or if anything happens, we can call him the Quartermaster. Lord of all Atari and also coin-op machines. Alright, so we'll drop that in there. And so on that side, it's looking pretty good in here right now. It's looking pretty good. We wanted to get things organized, and the main reason why we wanted to get things organized was to ensure that does not look nice on the front of that. That looks kind of janky, but it's going to have to work for right now, because it's the place that we actually... It's the place where the stairs came out, so unfortunately it is what it is. It's going to be kind of like an extra little area right there. Got a bunch of forges around. I'm hoping everything ends up organized by the end of the day, so that we have like certain things in certain areas. I don't really know where we want to put in our walls for right now, because I do think that walls are a wise idea. I think that it's a good idea. Let me see what Harold needs. And so we'll drop that right there. Do I have any berries left? We're starving right now anyway, so I'm going to keep this guy... I'm going to try and keep people at praise. I don't know. I'm here and I'm able to help people for right now, so I might as well. A potion of appearance. I don't know if I can... yeah, I might be able to help with that. Let me look at the material. Alright, so let me see here. I think I can spawn him a potion. We've got the potion of appearance. So it takes a heart, so give heart Herald. So give heart 1 Herald, there we go. And then give blood 50 Herald. And then the other one was flowers. Give Herald, I think he needs, or it's no, give flowers Herald, no, it's 50. There we go. Alright, so he should be able to do that and actually fix his fate paint. Ah, the joys of running a server. The joys of running a server. You gotta take a little time out, though, every now and again to do stuff like that, because honestly, people are gonna, like, they're gonna need to make, like, face paints and stuff like that when you have a rigid rule set, and obviously running around factionless for a little while is not gonna be suitable either. It's not hard to get the materials in order to go do that stuff, but from where I'm standing right now, I think things are looking pretty solid. I think what I might go out and do for right now, there's not gonna be any combat anytime soon, which is sort of like... That's going to be the downside of this whole thing. I think no smoking is actually the king of our faction right now, and that's once again something I'm totally okay with. I actually didn't want to be faction leader just because it would kind of be a pain in the ass. What do we have going on over here? We got a little bit of flax rocking. We got a little bit of oil. Where are the rest of the building materials going to be hiding at? We got this in here. Okay, so there it is. Let's add the blocks right there. I think communally, like, adding all these things together is probably the best way to get this done, too. Because this means that, like, sure, everybody's going to be feeding into a central stockpile. That precludes the need, and it actually removes the need. I mean, there's going to be multiple admins on the servers. Obviously, the admins are going to be part of factions. They're going to be on the honor system for, like, spawning things in and actually, like, making life easier for people. However... for right now, I mean, that sort of takes the edge off. If you got people communally making sure that stuff happens, it makes life a lot easier. I'd like to put in like a little training practice dojo over here somewhere. And so maybe doing something like that might be cool. But for right now, I think we're pretty well isolated on this end of the island. How about we go out and let's get ourselves a little bit of wood, shall we? So I'm going to travel out. I need to get wood. I need to get iron. I need to get a bunch of stuff right now for the faction. I figure I can bring you all along with me. There's a 48-hour ceasefire right now, which it's definitely not falling into line with my plans as to how, you know, things were going to run in the first couple recording episodes. So over the course of the next couple days, it might just be boring episodes where you kind of like watch the server take flight and sort of just like pick up. However, for right now, I'm going to try to avoid using the fly command because it's a little bit cheaty from where we're at. And so I'm going to walk off over that way. Once I walk off over that way, I'm going to farm some trees. You guys can come along for that. I'm going to get some iron on in. We'll keep our eyes out for anybody trying to kill us or anything like that. And then from there, I think that's going to be where we break off the episode. Unfortunately, there may be a couple days where I don't have episodes for Reign of Kings just because the server's a little bit boring right now. You're just sort of like watching the whole thing grow. But as it goes along, I think that this is really going to shape up to be kind of a fun activity. All right? I'll see you on the flippity flop. Alright, so we're back in business for right now. I'm going to try and get out here, and I think we're going to try and get some stone. I mean, there's a bunch of people working out here, so this may not go the way that we want. I don't know what faction this guy's part of right here. He's probably part of Greasewood. I know that some of the other factions have been like slowly populating over time. There was like a big insurgent, or I guess a big resurgence of people, or not even a resurgence, a first-surgence, I guess, a pre-surgence, if you could say, of people joining the Green faction, and so we have a lot of people in green right now, but as a countermeasure to that, when I announced that we had a lot of people in green, people started jumping into purple, and people started jumping into blue a little bit more aggressively. I'll leave that stone right now, even though I'm helping my enemies. I don't know if that's a wise idea, and I also don't know if he's AFK just like holding the key down right now. Since we are in the PvP zone, that might be a bad idea. There is a 48-hour ceasefire between all factions at the moment. I can't promise that anybody's going to adhere to it, and it's not like a bannable offense. There will be intrigue, there will be drama, there will be all kinds of things. Yes, indeed, Splattercat is 100% farming right now. What faction is he in? What you got going on? He's not in my faction. Oh, he's in purple. Okay, there's Noble Lucifer. Alright, so he's up with Flophaven right now. There is a 48-hour ceasefire right now. Or a ceasefire. I was reading the chat right now. There's a 48-hour ceasefire. So I'm going to leave it alone. I'm keeping a sneaky eye on him. I'm keeping a sneaky eye. I think I should probably grab flax while I'm out here, too, just to make sure that my faction stays happy. I'm also going to take these berries because I'm the big guy on the block and he can't stop me from doing it. I'm going to post a notice, too. Will be a ceasefire for 48 hours. So there it is. I mean, I don't know if everybody knew about it. We all agreed on it previously. Miles got himself a flag over there. There is indeed a ceasefire. There's quite a lot of ceasefire. There will be no firing taking place. What's the opposite of, like, seizing? There's ceasefire, and there's, like, commence fire, I guess. How come you don't? I guess commence fire just has too many syllables. Nobody ever uses it. They're like, alright, ceasefire's over. We're back in a state of commence fire. Go ahead and do this. I mean, people can get... I gotta answer his question, unfortunately, since the server's just now starting up. So anyways, if you come to a delegation, like, it's up to factions to police their own stuff. If you have members acting outside of arrangements, you can hang them or make their lives miserable. But either way, I'd like to have people take care of their own stuff right there. Somebody vanquished Green Clan. That's unfortunate. There's a lot of people mining out here. So I'm trying to, like, be a little bit careful about the way things are going along. But yeah, I'd prefer to not have things be... I want factions to sort of have, like, their own bylaws, basically. There it is. And so that's basically the way that it goes down. As a moderator, I don't want to be involved in, like, banning people. Like, if there's a 48-hour ceasefire on the server and the factions came to agree on that, then I feel that it's the faction's job. It's the faction's job to police that. So, for example, let's say that somebody in green right now, we say that there's a ceasefire between all three, and somebody in green goes and kills somebody from purple on their land and is doing raiding and all kinds of other stuff. Then it would be up to green and purple to come to an agreement to maintain the peace and make sure that that person is either cast out or that person is hanged or that person is given over to the enemy by imprisonment by their own faction or whatever it is. So there you go. Let me grab some flax while I'm up and in here. But either way, there's some very interesting things taking form right now. I'm going to try and get like a formal rule set all nice and set up. I'll probably do a couple more episodes today, but it's mostly just going to be peacetime stuff. I apologize. There's a guy who is unmarked running around in the fields, KOS. Does he have a name? Either way, I'll hang out in the fields for a little while, and if he tries to jump me, then we'll take care of business. Or if I see him out here causing problems. I mean, technically, if you build in the red, so there it is. I mean, that was the rule set that I was going for, that anybody that builds in the red or takes part in just like no faction counts as a bandit, and they can just be killed kind of freely since they've decided not to be a part of the structure. Then again, that gives them a little bit of freedom as well, so there it is. Try and grab some iron while I'm out here, because I want to make sure that I've been taking a lot of stuff out of the communal guild vault, and so I want to make sure that, like, as I'm taking things out, I'm still putting things back into, and I want to put them back in legitimately. I know that I have admin controls right now, but those are only going to be used when everything else fails. Like, I don't want to be spawning a whole lot of stuff or anything like that. And so there it is. Hopefully nobody tries to jump me while I'm out here. I'm not carrying around a whole lot of useful stuff, but I am trying to get things done at the moment, and so I'd prefer to not be impinged upon, or impierced upon, or inshot upon, or instabbed upon, or imbeat upon, or anything like that. I'm going to go get this right here. Chiselberg. Okay, so Oaken's going to go get water. That'll work out pretty well, too, because we are going to need a lot of water. And so you see right there, this is what I was hoping would happen. So we have a bandit in the middle of the field that's beating people up and he's killing them. And so right now, that's when you would call upon your faction. I can't control. I'm not going to ban this dude for deciding to be a bandit in the middle field. However, that's why you have factions now, is so that you can be like, hey, purple team, we're getting jumped right now. I need help. And so purple team can roll out. Flophaven can go out and make sure that banditry is taken care of in that central area. Or, for example, if it's happening to my faction right now, I'd be calling out people and being like, hey, we need to arrange in the center field because our harvesters are being attacked by random people. And so there it is. I think I'm going to try and watch my ass, though, because if this guy's around, it means that we may potentially get a little bit of PvP combat in. I don't know exactly how that's going to play out, but I'd rather be safe than sorry and just kind of, like, keep an eye on my own ass, although I think that might lead to some kind of, like, chiropractic issue. That's not chiropractical. How many times has that joke been made? Chiropractors out there, do you hear that joke a lot? Chiropractical? Chiropractice? Like, anything that really has that in there. I mean, a chiropracticum would be you, like, taking a test on chiropractometry. I don't know. We'll go right here. Good. People are figuring out guild chat, too, because that was my ultimate intent, is I wanted to make sure that, like, the chat should be a lot more clean if we've got everybody divided up into factions and taking care of business. Hopefully things don't devolve into war, destruction, and pain too quickly, but then again, that's part of the fun, too, isn't it? We can broker peace, we can ride out on other factions, we can try and make sure that things are getting taken care of while we play the game. Still watching the field down there. Let's ask real fast. How's the bandit going down in the field? And so if there's a bandit down and in there, we'll see if maybe we can sort him out in just a moment. Go back out there and see if maybe we could track him down. For right now, we are carrying around 600 iron, so that'll give us 600 stone too. We don't really have that big of a pull right now. Bandit is alive and well, I believe. Well, let's go hunt this guy. Let's go see this Sir Stanky Leg. Sir Stanky Leg declared himself as part of a faction. He said that he was part of the blue faction. Since he killed Lucifer, I know Lucy was back out this way, so let's see if we can go find this guy right now, and we'll see if he's just going to be out here and be a brigand causing problems. It does look like we have some building out and over there. Technically, that's free reign. We could go out there and we could destroy that if we wanted to be an asshole, because it's considered to be illegal or bandit building. Since it's in the red space, it's factionless. You got to treat this a little bit like, what was the name of that movie? Insurgency, and then the one before that was the I forget the name of the one that came before. It was also a book. But anyways, if you're factionless, that means you're trouble to the rest of us who have factions and like structure and things like that. You are proof that the anarchy can function, and we don't like that at all. We've got to beat that down right now before our members figure it out. So Stanky Leg's our dude, huh? Stanky Leg is our dude. We'll see if he declares or what he's got going on. We'll actually see if he's a real PvP, if he comes at us with inferior gear right now. I have a little bit of an advantage because I started playing on the server a couple days early. And so I started like farming up some stuff real fast so that I wouldn't have to deal with it. For right now, who is this? Is this our bandit? Who is this guy right here? Is this our dude? What is this guy? Ooh. Alright, we're gonna have to fight this guy the right way. Hold on here. Ooh, we're getting dealt with right now. There it is. Come on. Ah! We just got annihilated. So yeah, I think that's our bandit right there. Unfortunately, we lost our stuff. I'm going to respawn at the beach right there. It is what it is. At least I got dealt with, though. Apparently, I'm out of practice. I need to deal with some stuff right here. Oh, man. So anyways, I figure that's probably a decent spot to break off the episode. We just got annihilated. We just got dealt with. It's funny, though. I mean, I don't mind. That's perfectly fine. People playing the game as intended. So I'm going to head back to... Well, he has gear. What is this over here? This is going to be a club and some other stuff. I think I'll probably... I mean, he just took all of our loot right there. That's not good. So everything we went out to farm has been taken from us now. I think I know where I am. I'm on this side over here. So we're going to have to cross all the way to the other side of the map to get going again. My name is Splattercat. I'm going to hang my head in defeat and just walk off in a different direction because right now I'm feeling as though I've had my tail tucked and I've been destroyed. I should have had that, but I'm just out of practice. I haven't PvP'd anybody in a little while, so it seems like I need to get back in there and kind of like take care of business and get myself all nice and fitted back up. I'll probably try and reclaim the crown real fast just in case so that we can have some basic gear to get going with. But yeah, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Reign of Kings. I look forward to seeing you all in future episodes where hopefully I won't get tuned up quite so badly. I do, everybody. I'll see you next time.